The second round of the Western Conference playoffs continue. It's Game 4 here on EA Sports. From AT&T Center in San Antonio. Tonight, the San Antonio Spurs playing host to the LA Clippers. Hi, everyone. Ed Cohen with Jay Williams. Jay, you look at the Clippers coming into play. They lead this finals 3 games to none. And the impressive win in Game 3 means they are well on their way to moving on.
And I'll tell you what, I am shocked. I mean shocked that we're here at 3-0 right now. I really thought this was going to be a battle. So now on the other side, this is a test about who you are as a basketball team. Do you have the resolve to fight back, or are you resigned to the fact that this one's just about over?
And that's the start they wanted here on the road.
Execution is everything. I love the sharpness and precision they came out with in that first possession.
DeRozan with the basketball. We're just underway in game number 4. Goes to the left side. Has a look. Off the mark. He's made those before, but that was well defended.
I'm not sure that the contest on the shot contributed to the miss, but what it might have done is seep into the confidence of the shooter that the next time he might decide to try to drive to the rim instead of settling for a jumper.
It's DeRozan controlling the offense. DeMar DeRozan missed his first. That one goes.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
Kawhi Leonard matched up with Pirtle. Paul George to Leonard. To Gortat. Fine to shoot. George. He made his first effort, but not that time.
I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
DeJounte Murray to Rudy Gay. Lays it up and in.
And sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
Leonard throws it down. Whoa, he got up there.
Just showing you that 40-inch vertical.
Right now, San Antonio's possession. And a chance coming up at the line.
Guys like Gary Payton would always take ones early like this all the time. Number 1, to see if they'll get caught. And number 2, to leave a little mark on you to remind you that they'll be on you all game long.
Can't connect on the first free throw. So he goes 1 for 2 from the line after hitting on the second. Leonard to Paul George. Leonard fires the 3. He was all over him. DeRozan with it. They trail by 2. Knocked loose. Clippers have it. George to Leonard. Spurs have it. Gets to the basket and scores.
You used to hear all these coaches talk about, we need players to run the floor. No, I don't need you to run the floor. I need you to run the floor with purpose. Those are 2 different things. When you run the floor in attack mode, that's when plays like this occur.
Paul George to Gortat. Leonard to George. Leonard.
That reach was just about a second off. He got his hand in there a little bit quicker. That would have been a steal.
Just enough imbalance. Kawhi Leonard is going to get 3 shots here. A career 84% free throw shooter. Second of three is good. Hits all 3 free throws. Murray with it. They're down 3. To DeRozan. Driving right to the basket. DeMar DeRozan. 2 for 3 now here in the first.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Leonard to Beverly. Leonard. Rebounded by Gay. Murray with the basketball. Down a point. And slams it down. Big finish for Aldridge.
And when you get your prescription, you take your medicine and you call it a day.
To Gortat. Beverly. DeRozan knocks it down from mid-range.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
To Leonard. George. To Beverly. Paul George. To Beverly. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
That was such a great job by the offensive player. Knowing that you're probably going to take some lumps here and there, but still remaining aggressive throughout the shot and getting a crack at the extra point.
Got it. San Antonio ball. To DeRozan. Clippers have got it.
Pick up that sense of urgency. Here's a chance to break the tie.
To Leonard. Fires the three. Kawhi Leonard is going to get a chance at 3 here. Hasn't missed yet. First one, count it. And he hits the second. 3 for 3. Nice. DeRozan with the basketball. Down 3. Aldridge to Murray. Screen coming. DeMar DeRozan. He's now 4 for 6.
They're going to have to find answers defensively and quickly because he's carving them up in the first quarter.
Kawhi Leonard against Pirtle. Lets it fly from long range. The hot shooting continues. He's got 12 in the first quarter, including that trifecta.
And Ed, did you see how quick his release was? There was no wasted motion from the waist up.
DeMar DeRozan with the basketball. Paul George able to recover with the block. Aldridge.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
George up against DeRozan. To Beverly. George. Oh, had him going there for a second. Beverly to Gortat. Short jumper stays out.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
Marcin Gortat. Huge block. Calls out of bounds. Last touch by Marcin Gortat. Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor. Aldridge. Paul George to Leonard. Now a pass stolen by the Spurs. Paul George tips it. Whistled for the foul. Chance coming up at the free throw line.
It's still early, so no real impact on that call. But you know that they're going to call this one tight, so you might want to keep your hands out of his pocket.
Trey Lyles. He's got 2 shots coming. A career 70% free throw shooter. First free throw is good. Good free throw shooting. Knocks down a pair. Stuffs it down with authority. Jay, they've had no answer for this guy.
He's been on fire this first quarter. That's the way you take it right to your opponent. You attack right out of the gate.
Mills in possession, trailing by 4. Took it down the lane, but it's no good.
And physicality is your friend. Don't let these guys get any easy ones down low. Make them look at the refs, wondering where the foul was every time.
George to Leonard. 4-3. Lyles grabs the board. Mills in possession. Down 4. Paul George with a piece. Couldn't keep it in. Out off Paul George. We have both squads set to make some moves right now. Finish that. Leonard to Beverly. George buries it on the catch and shoot.
You live by the 3, you die by the 3. And guess what? They're living large right now.
Spurs in possession. Patty Mills. The drive right to the basket. He cruises in for 2. Too easy.
I 100% guarantee you that was not the play call, but a bucket is a bucket.
Leonard to Beverly. Goes to the right side. How you practice leads to that. Nice pump fake.
You normally don't see that, but that's the type of thing that keeps shooters in the league for a long time. Every once in a while, they venture into the paint.
Mills in possession. Right now, down 7. Trying to cash in. Wide open look, won't go.
Look, sometimes it takes a little while to get into the flow of the game. During the next timeout or during the next break in action, take the ball, go shoot it. See the ball go through the net a couple of times.
Leonard, not that time. He missed it. San Antonio with the basketball. Has a chance, and he buries it.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
To Leonard. LA with 4 to shoot. Leonard. Jay, another one goes down. They're right where they want to be.
Exactly. Next play, you have to turn around defensively and get in the stance and actually keep that same kind of tempo.
Mills in possession. Down 8. Here comes the screen. Patty Mills. Off the assist.
That's what they need to do more of. Attack that basket. Hit him where it hurts.
Leonard to Paul George. Just enough of a head fake to help on that one.
And the defender's got to take note. Otherwise, that shot's going up all game long.
Right now, San Antonio's possession. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Beverly to Leonard. Kawhi Leonard. With that, he's 5 for 9.
There's no stopping that. You either got to double or deny him the ball from the jump.
Knocked loose. Clippers have it. Paul George to Beverly. Down to 5 on the 24. PG lets it fly. Lyles grabs the board. Knocked loose. Clippers have got it. Beverly. George. Tough shot. Well defended.
Shooters shoot. Period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
A drive, but he can't get it to go.
Woo, I like that intensity on that play. That's how you actually dig in the dirt and do your job on the defensive end.
George to Leonard. The Clippers with 4 to shoot. George, yes. Give the advantage to the shooter.
They're shooting the ball well, but let me tell you why. They're already ready to shoot before they even catch the ball. Look at their hands. Their hands are ready, providing a target. So when they catch that ball, they go right into their shot. We call that being shot ready.
Lets it fly from beyond the arc, and the rebound comes down to the Clippers. Deep 3 at the buzzer. And a 3-pointer at the buzzer for good measure. What a finish to the opening period. A great stretch here to start the game. Ed Cohen, Jay Williams with you as we get things started here in the second quarter. Spurs have it. Probing the defense. From long range, it's good. Defense has to pick things up.
But it was how he created the shot. As a defender, there's a tendency to stand up when you stare at the ball. Offensive player recognized that, continuously moved without the ball. Bang, that's how he set it up.
Works it. To Leonard. LA with 4 to shoot. Leonard. Tough shot. He hits.
For average shooters, that's not a great shot. But for a great shooter, that's a good look.
Mills in possession. 14-point deficit. Shot from in close, no good. Another shot stays out. It's PG for 2. Just not going down.
The most important thing a shooter can do is continue to shoot. The defense is always going to give great effort, but it's more of your psyche that goes into the next shot that will limit you on whether you make the shot or not.
To Patty Mills. The Spurs with 4 in the shot clock. Has a look. Bellinelli, a shot, no good.
And you hate to say this, but this is the reality of the matter. Sometimes it takes guys a little while to warm up into the game. Seems like they finally found their rhythm in the second quarter.
Kawhi Leonard against Pirtle. To Beverly. Trying to cash in. Hat-trick Beverly. He's finally on the board. Makes his first shot.
Well, when you play for each other and not just for yourself, that's when great things happen. You essentially lose yourself in what the team is trying to accomplish. It's called unselfish basketball. And there's nothing more beautiful than rewarding your teammate with a nice pass and letting them finish for 2 or 3 points.
Oh, great pass. Setting up the basket.
Let me tell you something that nobody will ever talk about. Did you see him slow down right before he was about to go up? That slow change of speed, that slight change was just enough to throw the defender off.
To Leonard. Beverly. To George. Leonard. Beverly. Buries it.
Well, they're shooting the ball at an amazing clip. And when they shoot the ball this well, they're essentially unguardable. And Ed, let me tell you what that does for the team. It eventually opens up space to put the ball down on the ground and get to the rim. That's how critical the three-point shot is.
San Antonio ball. Patty Mills. Beyond the arc for 3. Buries the wide open 3. That's too easy.
It's all about creating space with the dribble. Once you have that gap, you can beat somebody in a variety of ways. He chose the dagger with the 3.
Gets toughness right there. Physical inside, gets it to go.
Big shout out to the athletic trainer for this team. It's obvious you've been doing all the preparation required of your team in the weight room in the offseason. Flex on them a little bit.
Mills in possession. His guys down big. Rejected.
That kid can block out the sun, Ed.
Paul George fires. Jumper's good.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
Some lineup changes now for both clubs. Marcin Gortat sends it away.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
LaMarcus Aldridge. He is shooting well. He's made 2/3 of his shots.
Contact on a drive can be a beautiful thing. Making those tough shots can really help you build a mental advantage over your defender.
Paul George gets it in the right corner. Kawhi Leonard guarded by Bellinelli. To Beverly. George. 5 seconds to shoot. To Gortat. Doesn't get the bounce. Spurs in possession. To Murray. Sizing up the defense. Has a chance. Deep 2 there. Won't go. To Leonard. Paul George. To Gortat. George. To Leonard. Beverly.
That reach was just about a second off. He got his hand in there a little bit quicker. That would have been a steal.
Just enough imbalance. First one goes down. It's a second. One more coming. And he cashes in at the line. 3 for 3. Murray into the front court. Down a bundle. Cleans it up. Offensive board. Another follow. Still no good. Leonard. To Williams. The Clippers with 4 to shoot. Williams. Textbook defense.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
To Gortat. Beverly. Oh, he had him there for a second. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
That was such a great job by the offensive player. Knowing that you're probably going to take some lumps here and there, but still remaining aggressive throughout the shot and getting a crack at the extra point.
Free throw's good as they continue to widen their lead. San Antonio with the basketball. Tough shot and nearly a chance at a 3-point play. No foul.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
Has a look. Williams' shot won't go.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
And stuffs it home.
And when you get your prescription, you take your medicine and you call it a day.
To Williams. Gilgeous-Alexander to Williams. Nothing going here on that drive. Gilgeous-Alexander to Leonard. Williams. That one off the mark. It's no good. Yes. A chance at a 3-point play.
So many times we get on the defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on it. There's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
To Leonard. Williams to Beverly. Williams knocks it down. Defender has to get there next time.
And if you're on D right now, if you're off on the weak side, stunt towards the driver. That means fake at him. Don't overcommit. Stunt, then get back to you or stay at home. Force him to make one of those passes or force him to take a crazy shot at the rim.
Aldridge to DeRozan. Patty Mills to Aldridge. LaMarcus Aldridge. That's 3 now on 4 shots.
And did you see the lift on the shot? Did you see the ball release off the hand? To be able to have the concentration to finish with such a feathery touch in the midst of contact, that's something special to watch.
Leonard to Williams. Kawhi Leonard, defended by the UConn product. To Williams. That's a 24-second violation. They're going to make some changes with some new personnel on the floor. Mills on the drive, but he can't finish. George, that's how you defend. Mills in possession. He'll run the offense. DeRozan, and he knocks it down. Jay, nice look right there.
There's a natural tendency when you guard a right dominant hand player to send him left. But for a guy who's a good mid-range shooter, that's wrong. His pace dribble is his left hand. Force him to go right and know that the chances are higher of him trying to drive and attack the rim. That's knowing the scouting report.
Paul George to Beverly. How you practice leads to that. Nice pump fake. Jay, when you break down Paul George, where is he at his best?
He needs to be engaged. He needs to have the ball in his hands. He needs to be needed. And that's the biggest thing for Paul George. When he's the guy offensively and he makes those clutch shots, it re-engages him defensively. And that drives him to be the best version of Paul George there is.
It's a big finish.
It's easy to become mesmerized when you watch a player who can create off the dribble. We call that dancing. When you allow a player to dance with that much space, that's Prob City.
George to Beverly. Paul George to Leonard. George lets it fly. Can't connect. Defense did its job that time.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
Works it up top. George. To Leonard. George. Well defended.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
And count the basket.
And sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
Leonard. To Paul George. Just enough of a head fake to help on that one.
And last year, it seemed like PG really had a difficult time finding that next level elite PG. No doubt about it, this year, he needs to be playoff P all day, every day.
It's DeRozan. Wide open look, won't go.
Just seems like there's lead in the feet of the defenders. You have to bounce quicker to the ball to deter that shot.
George matched up with DeRozan. To Gortat. LaMarcus Aldridge pins it.
Just incredible timing on that swap.
24-second violation. Substitution being made in this one. Trying to cash in. DeRozan with a shot off the mark.
I don't know why he rushed that shot. He was wide open. Take your time.
Kawhi Leonard gets it to go. Didn't have many choices there. Lets it fly.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
Mills in possession. Under a minute to go before halftime. Patrick Beverly swats it.
Sent a message on that one.
Marcin Gortat sends it away.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
To Gortat. Leonard. Gets it at the top of the key. To Korver. Going to launch beyond the arc. Can't do much better than that. Kyle Korver misses the shot. DeRozan with the basketball. Oh, ferocious slam inside. He was ready right at the tip.
What a first half he's having. He came out of the gate, attacked, found ways to get to the rim. Now look how easy the game is coming to him.
Here's a chance from long range. Great defense, forcing the miss.
Shooters shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Just inside the arc, at the buzzer. We've reached halftime here in Game 4. Let's get you to Orlando, where we say hello to Jalen Rose in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Jalen.
The Clippers have the advantage on the scoreboard. The number of three-pointers these guys scored in the first half was incredible. And if they can keep that up, it's going to be tough to keep that team down. These are the guys getting buckets for the Los Angeles Clippers. The Spurs are in need of some changes at the half. They've been scrappy, doing their best to be competitive. We'll see if their efforts are more rewarded in the second half. These are the guys getting buckets for the San Antonio Spurs.
Game track. Defense.
The Los Angeles Clippers are exhibiting some great defense. They're refusing to let shooters get comfortable and showing great anticipation in the passing lanes.
Player of the half.
Kawhi Leonard most definitely deserves to be player of the half for the way he distributed the ball. It was an excellent display of court vision and solid passing. Here are the top plays from the opening half.
Number 2. Number 1.
Thanks for joining us for the halftime report. The second half is about to get started.
Right now, San Antonio's possession. Marcin Gortat rejects it.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
George. He's not shy about shooting it from out there, but he misses this time.
Give the defense some credit here. He killed them in the first half, driving and scoring at will. But now, it's lockdown time.
Return label included.
The offense might want to adjust here. That's his 4th block of the evening.
George matched up with DeRozan. Here comes the screen. George. Message received. Well defended. Top of the key. Paul George to Beverly. 5 on the shot clock. George to Leonard. Shot clock violation. DeRozan against George. It's the Clippers with the possession now. Goes reverse to lay it in.
You normally don't see that, but that's the type of thing that keeps shooters in the league for a long time. Every once in a while, they venture into the paint.
DeRozan with it. His guys down big. Aldridge to Murray. Knocks it down from mid-range.
The one thing we know for certain in this league, it doesn't matter how big the margin is, you can always put together a run and get back in this one.
To Gortat. Leonard. To Beverly. LA with 4 to shoot. George. That's good D. Shot no good.
He had such a great first half, but obvious adjustments were made defensively to shut him down, and now he's really starting to struggle.
Gay's shot off the mark to Beverly. Paul George to Gortat. Leonard to Beverly. George, he's been dialed in from long distance. That's now 5 threes for the game.
Nothing more painful than the next day watching tape, seeing the fact that he got 15 points off 3-point shots.
Murray into the front court. looking to make something happen. DeRozan. Terrific vision. Count it. No and one. There was some contact there.
And the defense keeps sticking to those flare screens. Just don't flare out to the three-point line. Flare to the rim for a lob.
Kawhi Leonard, defended by the former Longhorn Aldridge. For three. Smothering D.
In the first half, he pretty much made every single shot. It was magical to watch. But now that you have drawn so much attention, try to get your teammates more involved.
Leonard. Oh, bad pass. Taken away by the Spurs.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in first and second grade. It's called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you will be able to stop a great passing team.
Murray with it. Down by 15 to Aldridge. Driving right to the basket. LaMarcus Aldridge. He's now 4 for 6.
Sometimes when the players find that flow, nobody else needs to touch the ball. He's in the zone by himself.
Leonard to George. The Clippers with 4 to shoot. Gortat to Paul George. Fires the three. Paul George can't get that one to go. Defense all over him. Murray with the basketball. The deficit now up to 13. Clippers have it. Got it.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
Murray into the front court. Trailing by 15. And he'll go to the foul line.
Just because a team's winning doesn't mean the refs are going to put away the whistle. Play right all the way through.
DeJounte Murray at the line for 2 shots. A career 70% free throw shooter. Off the mark on the first free throw. Knocks down the second after missing the first. Leonard to Gortat. The Spurs have the board. Murray into the front court. Trailing by 14. DeRozan. Down low, Aldridge. Knocked loose. Aldridge. Great feed. Slams it down. He's been a one-man show, but Jay, they're still down in this one.
He's their lone bright star, their only star tonight. Some other of the supporting cast members really need to step up.
Kawhi Leonard matched up with Aldridge. The screen sets him up for 2.
Bread and butter, and there are few that can do it better off the screen.
Spurs have it. DeJounte Murray to Aldridge. Nothing going here on that drive. And he draws the contact. LaMarcus Aldridge will go to the line for 2.
Great job, Ed, by the shooter to create contact after the jump. That's how you get to the free throw line.
LaMarcus Aldridge, couple of free throws on the way. For his career, 80% at the line. Good bounce back, hits the second. It's a 1-of-2 trip. LA with 4 to shoot. Leonard. He He engulfed him that time.
Notice that the defense isn't giving him as much space anymore. They're crowding him every time he catches the ball and really getting into his legs defensively.
Short jumper stays out. George. To Leonard. Paul George, 4-2. Keep on trying. Shot's no good there. Straight on look.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
It's George for 2. DeRozan with the basketball. His guys currently down by 13. And finishes strong. Here on their home floor, they're chipping away.
I mean, does this crowd have a pulse? Are they even alive? Sometimes when you make a play like that, your crowd needs to get you back in this ball game.
To Leonard. He'll get it down low to Harrell. Paul George. Swings it. They've slowed down the pace. Now 3 on the shot clock. Not going down for him this time.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
Basket's good on the follow. Way to stay with it.
That's lunch pail business right there. Don't worry about the no call. Keep powering through.
George up against DeRozan. And count the basket inside.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
San Antonio ball. Montrezl Harrell snatching it out of the air.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
George. To Leonard. Paul George. Down to 5. Down to 4 to shoot. Stuffs it down with authority.
I know there's that old saying that says one man can't beat 5, but we're watching one man carry 4 other players. His back has to be hurting. Another big-time finish.
Murray with it. His guys trail by 13. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
And he missed the free throw. Damari Carroll with the block.
That kid can block out the sun, Ed.
Spurs in possession. Aldridge to Murray. Probing the defense. DeJounte Murray matched up with Paul George. To Beverly. The drive right to the basket. Damari Carroll able to recover with the block. Leonard. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a 3-point play.
Ed, you ever bail out of something at the last second? That's what I saw right there from the defender. We call that no man's land. They weren't really committed to getting out of the way, committing a hard foul, or taking the brunt of the contact.
Lou Williams trying to cash in on the 3-point play. He's perfect from the line so far. San Antonio with the basketball. Down low, Aldridge. Oh, defender pulling the chair. George to Williams. Deep right corner. Beverly to George. Fires the 3. Cleans it up, and a putback slam.
And I'm telling you right now, there's always going to be a home for a player in this league for a guy who does the cleanup work around the rim like that.
Now whistle. San Antonio is going to use a timeout as their coaching staff wants to talk things over here in this third quarter. Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes. Patty Mills to Aldridge. Calls out of bounds. Last touch by Marcin Gortat. Lets it fly from long range. Not getting the bounce. George. Well, the hot shooting night continues. That's his 6th three-pointer of this game.
And you got to give him a lot of love. He's been knocking down shot after shot. But what is the defense thinking? Do you want to play in this game? It's probably time you start buckling down.
Right now, San Antonio's possession.
Here we go. I got him.
Patty Mills. George picked up by Bellinelli. Cashes in for 2.
Might have had an extra dribble or 2 there, but he got the shot he wanted.
Paul George to Beverly. Leonard. Shot clock winding down. Leonard. No good. That's great defense.
He was absolutely scoring at will in the first half. But now that the defense has picked up, don't try to do too much. Less is more.
Tough make through traffic.
I was expecting the dish there, but way to fake that one and lay that one in.
To Leonard. Nothing going here on that drive. The Clippers with 4 to shoot. Leonard. He's not shy about shooting it from out there, but he misses this time.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
To Gortat. Yes, Marcin Gortat. Not shaken for the early struggles. Maybe this is a sign of things to come.
Man, that may not have been a gimme, but that layup at the rim definitely chips away at the pride of the defense.
Kawhi Leonard. Huge block. KG lets it fly. Gets a shot up. Oh, and a putback.
As my old teammate RJ would say, stay down, clown.
That ends the third quarter, and a nice advantage right now for the Clippers. The Clippers with the basketball as we begin the fourth quarter. And this one, Jay, not totally in the win column yet, but with a double-digit lead, you have to like their chances.
I love when I start seeing fans exit the arena so early in this game, and I hear people say, this one should be in the bag. Well, guess what? It's never a guarantee. You have to be careful not to slow down the pace of the game and take the air out of the basketball. You have to put your foot on the gas and try to win this game with a sense of urgency.
4-3. Shot off the mark. Good defense.
People do not realize the brilliance of the coaching in this league. The small adjustments made defensively has made all the difference in the second half.
Kawhi Leonard tips it. Oh, the hustle keeps the ball in play. Going the other way. Beverly into the front court. His guys hold a commanding lead. Yes, and the foul, and a chance at 3 coming up.
People become so fixated on the hands or the arms or the strengths of the arms. I look at the legs. The strength of his legs help him power through that play. That's how you get and ones.
Spurs have it. To Patty Mills. Here comes the screen. Patty Mills. Baseline drive. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
He should get some kind of acting award. That's a great sell by the offensive player. But guess what? The refs bit, and that's the game.
DeMar DeRozan at the line for a chance at a three-point play. Shooting 50%. Some yes, some no in this contest. Now, I don't know what the defender was doing there, but count the points.
Contact on a drive can be a beautiful thing. Making those tough shots can really help you build a mental advantage over your defender.
Add 2 points to the board.
You know, it reminds me of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with a fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
DeRozan with it. His guys down big. Great pass to set it up. Gets a look. Can't hit. To Gortat. Williams. Mills in possession. Down a bundle. To DeRozan. Oh, defender pulls the chair. Leonard. To Williams. Shot clock's at 5. Down to 4. Williams. Now that's a contest.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player that it wasn't the D, it was more in his own head.
LA Clippers with the basketball. Leonard to Williams. Oh, had him going there for a second. Here comes the screen. Yes, and the foul, and a chance at 3 coming up.
The offense has very little to lose on those type of plays if they know they can, number 1, create contact, and number 2, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself fully on the defensive end by initiating the contact and not allowing the offensive player to get that ball above his waist.
Murray with the basketball. He'll run the offense. To DeRozan. Here comes the screen. Not done yet. To Murray. Knocked loose. Clippers have got it. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. You need a brick wall to defend this guy. One of the best in the game, Kyle Korver.
And it just seems like the defense has lethargic closeouts. You need to close out with more of a sense of urgency. Run them off the three-point line. Make them take a tough 2 rather than an easy 3.
San Antonio ball. DeRozan to Murray. Not that time. Korver to Beverly. To Williams. LA with 4 to shoot. To Beverly. From long range. Can't do much better than that. Kyle Korver misses the shot. Murray into the front court. Looking to make something happen. Has a chance. DeRozan with a shot, no good. On the follow. Way to stay with it.
Bodies bouncing all around on that layup with the offense winning that battle. But if the defense keeps up that kind of pressure, good things are bound to happen.
Beyond the arc for 3. It's good. And he's not done. He's going to the line for a chance at a 4-point play.
Most definitely contact on that forearm during the follow-through. You have to give the offensive player a lot of credit. The concentration you need to make a shot after getting fouled, that's big time.
Kyle Korver with a chance at a 4-point play. Career 88% from the line. And he hits. Spurs in possession. Jumper's good.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Going to launch beyond the arc. Can't go down. Smothering defense.
Shooters shoot. Period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Korver gets it in the left corner. To DeRozan. And slams it down. Big finish for Aldridge.
And when you get your prescription, you take your medicine and you call it a day.
Gilgeous-Alexander. Now a pass stolen by the Spurs. To DeRozan. Knocked loose. DeJounte Murray. Short jumper won't go down.
And I'm telling you from personal experience, those are the ones that keep you up late at night. A point-blank miss right there. Got to make those.
Timeout called here by the Clippers as they'll talk things over here in this fourth quarter. New blood coming in for both sides. George guarded by Rudy Gay. To Gilgeous-Alexander. George. He was all over him. Patty Mills to Rudy Gay. Doesn't have the touch. No good.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
Short jumper won't fall. DeRozan passed it off. Rudy Gay slams it down.
And easy two. Get back on defense.
To Paul George. Layup goes down. Well done.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here because that was not an easy look.
San Antonio with the basketball. Patty Mills. He throws it down.
If you didn't dunk that, then we would have to talk about it.
Driving right to the basket. Count it.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender did.
Slams it down. He's been a one-man show, but Jay, they're still down in this one.
He's their lone bright star, their only star tonight. Some other of the supporting cast members really need to step up.
Here comes the screen. George. It goes down.
This is why I go back into player mode. If a dude starts to try to have 40 points on me, I'm going to foul out. I'm going to start hitting him in places he's not used to being hit. I'm trying to do anything to throw him off his game.
DeRozan to Aldridge. A lot of contact. Shots no good and no foul. It's LA Clippers ball. Paul George to Gortat. Yes, Marcin Gortat. He struggled just a little bit. 2 for 5.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. In a flash, scores at the rim. Now the Clippers call a timeout as they'll make sure they're all on the same page here in the fourth quarter. Looks like both teams are making substitutions. Williams into the front court. His guys holding the big lead. Pertl with a piece.
Sent a message on that one, Ed.
Yes, Marcin Gortat. 3 for 6 now.
Well, the shooting has been spectacular, but one of the things that I've seen as the difference maker in this ball game is how they are catching the basketball. They're not establishing a pivot foot, which leaves the defense wondering which way you can drive, but when that shot is working like that, you got it any way you want it.
Short jumper misses. To Gortat. Beverly. Williams. Not easy.
Don't seem shocked. This is how the game is played these days. Shooting a three is like shooting a layup.
To Murray. And scores, plus the foul. LaMarcus Aldridge cashes in, and now with a chance at a three-point play.
So many times we get on the defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
To Rudy Gay. Down low, Aldridge. Oh, defender pulling the chair. Williams to George. Nothing going here on that drive. George, defended by DeMar DeRozan. Williams to Leonard. Just enough of a head fake to help on that one.
There's no stopping that. You either got to double or deny him the ball from the jump.
It's DeRozan controlling the offense. Runner's good there.
In the paint, you need to finish just like that.
Screen coming. George. And scores. Strong take.
It just seems like nobody can stop him but him. Once he's found his offensive swag, that boy's deadly.
Knocked loose. Clippers have it.
You better get back on D. This thing is not over.
To Gortat. Converts in the paint. Nice finish at the rim.
So many times you can tell if a player is going to finish before he even gets to the rim. Did you see that look on his face? That was a look of a three-point play. You always going in thinking you can get more at the rim.
DeMar DeRozan with the basketball. Has a look. DeRozan with a shot that misses. Count the basket. A lot of contact. No foul. Throws it down.
We call that get your money and put it in the bank.
Williams across the timeline. His guys hold a commanding lead. Paul George. Oh, bad pass. Taken away by the Spurs. He'll go to the foul line to shoot.
Just because a team's winning doesn't mean the refs are going to put away the whistle. Play right all the way through.
DeMar DeRozan has got 2 shots coming. He's struggled so far. And he connects on the first free throw. And fails to hit them both. Hits the first, misses the second. Strong finish for Paul George.
I know there's that old saying that says one man can't beat 5, but we're watching one man 4 other players. His back has to be hurting. Another big-time finish.
It's DeRozan. He's too good to leave that wide open. Defense has to communicate.
Every NBA player has a superpower. His, obviously, is that depth perception, because that trajectory leads the ball to the net every time.
Big finish at the rim. Jay, that's been the story this evening.
I mean, another one? Another dunk? Another easy possession? I mean, how demoralizing can this be for the team? Why am I the only one yelling? I don't see anybody on the bench yelling. I don't see anybody on the court even angry right now.
Trying to cash in. He shoots. Oh, off the mark. George. He's not shy about shooting it from out there, but he misses this time. Murray into the front court. His guys down big. Knocked loose. George up against Rudy Gay. DeMar DeRozan sends it away.
Blocking so many shots only gives your perimeter that much more confidence to really apply more pressure.
It's the Clippers who come away with the victory. They're going to continue on in these playoffs, heading to the Western Conference Finals. For my partner Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been the NBA Playoffs on EA Sports. Find out more at easports.com. Until next time, good night.
It's Jalen Rose, and it's time for the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Clippers are one step closer to a championship with today's win. Still, the journey is far from over. They've got to stay focused. They want this journey to end with the Larry O'Brien trophy in their hands. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Los Angeles Clippers. The Spurs.
We're hoping for a different postseason future, but now it's about what-ifs of the past. The reality of the offseason is now upon them.
Check out the leading scores for the San Antonio Spurs.
Game track. Defense.
The Los Angeles Clippers put under pressure defensively in this game. And in return, they put back some blocks and steals on the stat sheet. Not only that, they put a W in the win column. And that's everyone's favorite stat.
Player of the game.
Paul George gets the award for the most obvious reason, and that's his scoring output. He couldn't be stopped, and it was incredible to watch.
Cold.
Every player that makes it to the NBA is a great athlete, but even the best players have their off nights. Today was just one of those days for this guy. These are the top 3 plays of the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
That does it for us. On behalf of the rest of the crew, good night.
I be ballin' right there where the Knicks play, get cake, gotta make sure mama rent paid. I was dead broke, got my straight, switch lanes, now they switching up, made. I've been finessing since the 6th grade, I might cut for fade, blue face, money stacking tall, it's like 6'8", new rave, star shining all in your face. It took me a minute